Win-win 20% off Black Friday sale, November 21 through 28th.
Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It is the 18th November 2021 and the latest version of DCS World Open Beta version 2.7.8.16140 is out. As ever, we have selected the things we think the vast majority of you need to know, and we're going to present it to you now. Note, the items in the purple boxes are going to be presented in separate videos because they need a full 5 to 10 minute video on them. Everything else we'll go through now. General DCS. AIM-120 AMRAAM seeker fixes and adjustments to be less susceptible to breaking lock conditions. As you know, in the previous month's beta patch, they changed the AMRAAM seekers to work more realistically. However, they didn't really work very well and could be notched extremely easy, making them almost useless in any type of competitive match or against a lot of AI. So apparently that's been fixed now, and we'll see how they go for the next month or so. Also adjusted the PL5 Echo 2 performance and warhead. This is the Sidewinder type missile that the JF-17 carries, the Chinese missile. In terms of what's changed, we haven't actually noticed yet, but please let us know if you notice any changes. Next, AI aircraft will be better at detecting targets against a bright sky in contrast, so visually spotting targets. Now this is actually interesting because I didn't realize that the spotting of aircraft by AI aircraft was modeled. I thought they knew where everyone was within, say, 10 miles. So it appears that they do actually have to see things, and there is some modeling in terms of that. So that's new to me. Anything to add to that, RC?
Nope, nothing to add.
New weapon added: S-25O HE aircraft, rocket and payload variants. This is an absolute belter of a rocket. So we already had in the Su-27, the Su-33, the J-11 and the Su-25 variants the S-25 OFM 340mm diameter unguided rocket with a 480 kilo penetrator warhead. We now have an even bigger one, the S-25O 420mm diameter unguided with a 380 kilo frag warhead. This is going to be for infantry and light vehicles. You can have it on the Su-27, the Su-33 and the Frogfoot variants, and watch what one of them can do. And get some! Everything is dead. Look at that! The blaster rad on it, Artie. That is a rocket. That's a rocket. It's got the same kind of TNT level, same height explosive. It's almost as a Mark 84. Russians are nuts.
Was that just one rocket?
Yep, one rocket. New weapon added: Fab 250 M62 general purpose bomb to various Russian Soviet airframes. So we've got an Su-33 here. We always had this, the Fab 250 general purpose bomb. We now have the M62 variant. As far as we can see, pretty much the same thing, but different casing. Will probably fly differently, maybe a different fuse. Flak unit behaviors or restrictions, changes and fixes. In mission editor now, two types of flak unit. We've got a World War II flak 41 and we've got a more modern ZSU 57. Both of them will operate the same now. If we click on them and we click on add under advanced waypoint actions, type set option action, we now can restrict the minimum and the maximum engagement altitude. So minimum, shoot nothing below 2,000 feet. Don't know why we do that, but there you go. Add another one. Maximum, I don't want you to shoot higher than 9,000 feet. As well as that, there's a bunch of fixes as it shows in the text. But while we're here, this is actually the first time I've seen these. I didn't realize we had restrict targets. We can restrict whether they engage all or just air or just ground, and interception range. I knew this worked for SAMs. I didn't know this worked for AAA. We can restrict the maximum range that they fire at based on their maximum range. So for instance, it will only ever fire at 50% of its maximum potential range now. So very interesting. AV-8B Harrier. T-pod on stations 2 and 6. So we could always have the Lightning Pod on 4 Bravo, but now we can have them mutual exclusively on 2 and 6 as well. Fuel dump graphics. We could always dump fuel in the Harrier previously, but now we get fancy graphics. JF-17 Thunder. HSD shows the air-to-air high priority target and attack line. Intercept mode. Make sure the radar is soy. There's a bandit. Move the cursor up. Lock the target. And we can see that we now have on our HSD a line drawn from us to the target there, showing that we are locking that target there. Rainy day or atom density at low altitude could reduce the radar detection range. So I'm presuming it means air-to-air and air-to-ground is now going to be reduced in effectiveness by rain and air density. So that should be interesting to see if anyone notices that. F-16C Viper. The mark points, the ground moving target mode, the air-to-ground ranging mode, and the HTS HAD mode will be covered in separate videos. HSD cardinal direction markers. HSD, inner circle, north, east, south, west. Air-to-air radar intercept queue. There's a hostile in front of me that's coming hot and flanking to our left. So we're going to go missile intercept mode. Use our radar. Lock the target with a bug. Pause, you can see. But bearing in mind the hostile is moving in that direction there. To intercept him, we need to fly at that cross there. So let's do that. It seems a long way off, but that there, more or less, is our intercept course. Steer point selection via HOTAS. Now this is super cool. The buttons you're going to need are TMS up, DMS down, your radar cursor slew, left, right, up and down, or X and Y. So we can now change the steer point by having our HSD up here, make it soy with DMS down, use the slew to slew our cursor about and select a steer point. Let's say select that one there. Now press TMS up. Ping, we've now selected that one there, which we can prove by looking here. Steer point 6. Mirage 2000C. Added. ALCM option in mission editor independent of enforce drift option. In the Mirage we have the ability to do a stored heading fast alignment. If we turn this guy to there. In the French cockpit version it's called ALCM. In the English it's called STH, isn't it, RC?
Correct.
As standard, your jet will not have a stored heading set unless in the mission editor, we click on our guy here, click on the dots there, we have this ticked. Aircraft is ALCM ready. This means it has the stored heading and is ready to be started with the ALCM alignment. The TAF or GCI data link will be covered in a separate video. Updated. There is a massive overhaul to the radar in the Mirage and we'll cover that in a separate video. As well as that, improvements to the HUD, the HDD, and the air-to-air master mode functionality again. So we'll cover that in a separate video. Important, a lot of bindings with the Mirage have changed due to the update. For instance, landing gear, firing trigger, antenna elevation commands, and so on. So before you go and fly the Mirage in a mission, I would suggest going into the options, checking all of your HOTAS bindings, and repairing the ones that need repairing. Mi-24P Hind, we've got a massive block of text here. Feel free to read it, but rather than reading it out, it doesn't make a great deal of sense. I'll just show you what it means. I am in the operator or the gunner's position. The AI is flying the helicopter. I've set him and he's in a hover. What I'm going to do is, when I'm in the ATGM site, I'm going to press and hold Petrovich helper interface and move up. And what it now does is, for about 3 seconds, he will tilt the helicopter down to align the one site with the other site. Of course, how this system works, you'll remember. You'll hear the beep for about 3 seconds. Within those 3 seconds, then I've got to push the fire ATGM button to fire it. Whether the missile's been fired or not, he will then level the helicopter back out and go back into a hover. We're in the hover. I've got to this point. I'm going to select my next missile. I'm going to go into my sight. I'm going to try and get the bad guy. Okay, I'm going to push and hold up now. And fire the weapon. Weapon fired. Now aim the missile. Oh, I got him! Alright, so he now does this kind of, if you push and hold up, he will now do this little bowing maneuver, which just bows him down slightly to fire. Now, the main thing about this is, of course, it means we can sit here and ripple off 8 or whatever ATGMs, which I don't think we could do before. previously you had to kind of trundle forward while firing. So it is actually a bit of a game changer. It makes it into more a KA-50 type ATGM platform. Anything to add, RC?
Nope.
Forward cockpit windshield aiming reference. Again, I'll show you what that means. From main menu, options, special, Mi-24, front cockpit windshield aiming mark. You can have it on or you can have it off. We're going to have it on. Okay. Into game. We've now got this cross on the windscreen there, and it just so happens it's tallied up with the PKI, this site here, if it's at 0 degrees depression or milliradians. I'm not sure whether it's degrees or milliradians. Let's put it up to 0 there. So with my head in a neutral position, which is not on the moment, but if it was, then the PKI is going to line up with that guy there. Why is it there? It's so that we can take a snapshot. If we don't have the PKI or we don't want to use the PKI, we can roughly see where the 0 degrees depression is aiming. So you can take a snapshot, and there it is on other helicopters in real life, we believe. Mosquito FB Mark 6 added wing flex feature. Welcome to the beautiful Mosquito. Now look at this wing bend, everyone. Set your face to stun. Woo! It's bending, it's bending. Cool, huh? It's like a little bird waggling its wing. Implemented side door and armor headrest sounds. Door. Armored headrest. Marianas map. Added unique objects. Fiesta Resort Guam. Dusit Tani Guam Resort. Secondary runways at Tinian North Airfield are now smoother. And that is our roundup of the latest version, November 2021. Like I said, the separate videos will be done over the next few days. I hope that was useful to you lot, and I'll see you later.